Thank you very much, Prof. Leong Babji. And very good afternoon. I think it's about 12 to all those listening, especially students from the food industry and technology in USM and hopefully from other university that I have given you the password. Okay, what we're going to do here is a very uh, well planned, I hope, with Prof. Leong and her crew that we would like to show how technology through research and development from universities are transferred and commercialized. And that is what giving back is all about from the university, which the government has spent a lot of money on professors as well as students. Okay, what we're going to do is we will start off with the video on a particular industry that is now quite popular with regards to COVID-19. And after the video, I will run through very quickly with 60 over slides. And then we will show video number 2, how students like you can become entrepreneur or science advisor or technical advisor to industry. After that, we will go ahead with a few more slides to end up before 1 o'clock with the last video. So it's important that you note down the keywords as to what you're interested in. And this always have to do with research that you do in your lab, and it is carried over through the university innovation unit or your professor or you yourself to the industry. That is the hardest part. And this is what I'm going to try to show. Okay, let's begin now with the first video. Enjoy and learn as much as you can.
Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19 virus is something that we thought is something simple, and we take it to be just a flu, and then came bird flu, and then came SARS. Before that it was the Nipah virus. But we didn't expect this coronavirus to be so spread wide and so infectious. What can we do in simple life to take care of ourselves? As a scientist, I've been working on edible bird nests. But what is it to do with COVID-19? Immunity, building up your own self-defense and protection. Edible bird nests have been researched into for many years, but my team from Universiti Kebangsaan did 7 years of work to understand the big molecule of this bird saliva called glycoprotein. We open up in simple terms, it is called, we studied the biochemical changes and the biochemistry in terms of structure and reaction of this glycoprotein with the body of human being. We do in simple experiment using rats and in vitro digestibility as well as some biochemical tests. We were surprised to find out that it is a very powerful antioxidant with anti-inflammatory effects and even antimicrobial. We came out with something about 2 years back called edible bird nest hydrolysis. Edible bird nest hydrolysis is different than the original raw edible bird nest. The structure has been changed, the biochemical properties have been studied, and we think it is a good food or a good drink to take to strengthen one's immunity. How does it work? There are some bioactive components from the breakdown of this swiftlet glycoprotein that can assist in the blood flow of human beings. We have documents, we have done some references to see that edible bird nest contains a few metabolites that enlarge or dilate the vessels of the blood. In relation to COVID 19, what this means is it will quicken or it will allow blood to move, and in that sense give somebody or someone taking it a healthy lifestyle in terms of blood flow. I am suggesting that with COVID 19, some of us should look seriously into eating healthy foods, good proteins, peptides, and around us is this edible bird nest hydrolysis, which I think will be beneficial to prevent us from getting this coronavirus. I think my invention of the edible bird nest hydrolysis will be able to strengthen one's immunity in our effort to fight COVID-19.
Giving back profit to entrepreneur. What you'll do is to take note of this slides and my profile. You can read it. Basically, what we are looking at is to transform knowledge into business. I don't want to read what is on the slide. I would like you to know that a lot of us do a lot of good work in the lab, in the university, and it has good scientific merit, but we forgot that these advantages and benefit of your research should actually be transferred to the industry. From lab to research, past to research impact. Again, the slides will be made available to you. Step number 1 to number 7, you can get back to me on how we go about it if you're not clear. These are theoretical. Like I said, talk is easy, but to get it through is not that easy. You must have other entities like your professor bringing you to the industry and the industry getting interested in what you do in your lab. Okay, kat jalan. Okay. Okay. Research activities. Again, I repeat, I will go through quite quickly because of the time, but let that not be an excuse. You should be able to get back to me or the professors with regards to this. The scientific findings on edible bird nest, we will use edible bird nest as the model, as the substrate, but it can go to many other things. Yeah, it's of functional properties. Edible bird nest, the Chinese community, and lately the Malay communities are getting involved in a big way. You can see it in TV and all the advertisement about sarang burung walet. This is the history, a little bit of knowledge on the types of bird nests that you can find by just Googling or Mr. Google. Yeah? But take note, I like to say, for example, blood bird nest. Please don't believe in that. Yeah? Different grade you have not seen. You only see the nice part of the bird nest after the hard work of washing. I hope you all can hear me. Anybody giving a response? Eh? Of course, now with COVID-19, China decided to buy a lot of bird nests from Malaysia and Indonesia, and the price of grade A, which was 5,000-6,000 ringgit, has now become 10,000 ringgit and above. What about grade B, grade C, and grade D? That is the area of research that is virtually not touched. So it is the tip of the iceberg. Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam are where this bird nest is. The swiftlets like these coastal countries. Yeah, take note. We will go through some of this research that we did with grade A, B, C, and D. What is EBN? Take note of the protein and the carbohydrate in combination. You have more than 60, 70, 80% of what is called glycoprotein. What did we do? We decide to open up and see what is glyco, what is protein. Glyco, glycan, protein, amino acids, a functional amino acid, sequence amino acid, all those will be what we do in the lab. So you know now what is glycoprotein. And what did you do to get a simple patent? We convert glycoprotein, which is not able to be absorbed by the body, into glycopeptide. Raw Burness enzyme and edible Burness hydrolysate. What does it do? It releases the peptide and the free amino acid, which become bioactive in your body. Those who are crazy about anti-aging, anti-wrinkle, and all those things, you will find a little bit of truth of what this hydrolysate can do to you. This is lab work. We are familiar. Finally, we get from EVN, you soak, you double boil, you hydrolyze, you inactivate, you centrifuge, you dry, freeze dry, spray dry, you get your edible bananas. What does it do? It is a little bit better in terms of solubility. It is high in anti-hypertensive activity, mostly biochemical. A little bit of antioxidant activity using ABTS, DPPA, ORAC test, and all those things. And blood glucose reduction with a little preliminary work on red bioassay and rich in glycopeptide and oligopeptide. Just to test a little bit on this, we compare edible bananas with chicken soup and Harwan soup. And on many of the tests we did, mainly relating to antioxidant, edible bananas is better in terms of antioxidation. And we try to relate it to aging and skin quality or skincare. You're going to find a lot of products which you already know on skincare. Something interesting with the mice that we did to compare the blood glucose control in rats, and we compare it to the normal drug that is taken called metformin, and it was able to sustain up to 6 hours compared to the standard drug metformin. Dosage 3.22. I will need to elaborate more later if you are interested. We also finished a work on potential prebiotic of the non-soluble part of EBN that during digestion and absorption, it comes to the colon. And we had a colon model study with Universiti Putra Malaysia in Bintulu, and we came out with a patent. And these are the details. I intentionally wanted you to see that so that experiment looks simple, but it is tedious and involve quite a bit of sample collection of your feces to know what is happening. And that was become a little bit touchy, okay? These are the software. Take note, you can copy it down or take note of the slide. In vitro fermentation, bacterial count process, and then we do some plotting and we finally to get good bacteria, probiotic in your in the colon model that we use, and we also managed to inhibit the bad bacteria, pathogenic bacteria. With simple claims like this, we managed to get a patent on prebiotic. Interesting. Fertility. This is the results of a PhD in UPM that collaborated with us, Professor Noor Hussain, and a student from Oman, Dr. Khalid, a veterinarian with the Royal Police of Oman. They wanted to see whether we could do something with the man, the female horses that are expensive but not so fertile. So some experiments to back you up over the last 3 or 4 years, there was a little bit of improvement or significant improvement in terms of sperm morphology. What does that mean? It means something like this: the sperm move faster in the endometrial environment of the female host. EBN promote proliferation of the uterine structure, the layer of endoplasmic reticulum, and all those things become a little bit more vascular, or the blood is able to get there. We don't know the mechanism, but it seems to result in increase in the birth of foal, or what we call the young. Toxicity test, no problem with edible bird nest hydrolysate. In research summary, you can see here we managed to increase, if the pointer pointing, yeah, we managed to increase digestibility in terms of total solubility from 15% to 92%. Now, this simple discovery is so meaningful because we eat in Chinese dinner in the restaurant and we get served with the yen wo soup. What do we get? We get very nice flavor EBN soup, yen wo soup, but only about 15 to 20% was soluble. And if we compare to the EBN hydrolysate, the patent, it was more than 90%. And digestibility was less than 20% for the raw bird nest that was cooked. When you cook, it improved to about 15 to 20%. But with the EBN hydrolysate, you get a digestibility bioabsorption of 85%. The rest in terms of antioxidant and in terms of IC50 required blood glucose, and I just mentioned already, it is put in the form of comparison to show the advantage of edible bird nest hydrolysate. That formed the basis of the paper. Application, you can see for yourself, we have done into chocolates, yogurt, coffee, beverages, and some of it is already in the market from competitors of edible bird nest companies. Cosmetic, we are doing quite well with the company, and we are heading towards supplement, which is not easy to get in terms of clearance from the Ministry of Health. Bioactive peptide, cosmetic product, anti-diabetic. Now, this supplement is not available as yet because it has not met some of the requirements needed by the ministry. We have tried it on all this on a student project development, and some chocolate with Yanwo or goodness has gone up. And right now, some experiments on bakwa, Chinese, and the famous sliced bacon, smoked bacon. We have tried it with bird nest. Surprisingly, it's showing some very positive attributes. One of the successful story with this bird nest industry is the marketing and the development of products related to skincare. And we came up with a Penta series. Penta was derived from the 5 sequence of amino acid in 2 sets that we detail out and we separate and isolate from the hydrolysate of the edible bananas. So ladies and even men love to hear the word like tightening of the skin, lessen of the fine line, brightening, na jadi putih, reduce of dark spot, and some strengthening of your skin. Now we talk about entrepreneurship. These are people, you minus the 2 on the left, Mr. Gary, Mr. Edwin, both from Penang, Chongling High School boys are now handsome looking men, and someone from Hang, Apin, and good marketing man, Charlie Lim. They joined effort together and came up with Penta Harvest International with a little bit of advice from me and my former student, Dr. Chung. So we sit on the scientific board, and we also have Dr. Lin E. Lin, who act as a sort of advisor on detailed medical aspects. She is in, I think, Kyoto University or Osaka, I'm not sure. And we work together on certain things that we are not sure. Recovery of salic acid. Now I go to you all students. Remember, what you do may not seem important, but your supervisor should be able to tell you that because they are involved with the project. For example, Alvin, a master student finishing, is coming up with the third patent of condensed salic acid. And if you all know, you just have to find out salic acid and you'll find a few hundred publication on its goodness, on its anti-cancer. It got even pro-cancer. It got so many things that is part of research. We decide what is best in terms of the industry use and proven with some preclinical studies. We are coming to the end of this salic acid, and the patent is filed, and we are confident we have managed to increase the normal content from about 8 or 9%. We managed to get up to 15 or 16% salic acid, which is very expensive, with functional advantage that have been proven by other people. Dirty bird nest, we work on salic acid also to find out whether some of the defecation material helps with additional concentration of this. A lot of work done at the lab that is not easy to interpret and tell the industry. Functional salic acid, please take note and you can see for yourself. Structure activities in relation with another student like you doing masters in work. We always try to work with the industry and with professors and researchers from overseas. In this case, professor from Japan, who was interested in this area of the nest. I will not go through the typical student's way of having to present, but basically it's the same. You must make sure you know your objective, your methodology, and your expected results. Here's another student working on structure again, and again the same way of introducing what the intention is, that is edible birdnest, purported health benefit with regard to structural changes and specific site. A bit detailed, but I don't intend to make a big issue out of it here. You all know better. Methodology is important for students to make it viable commercially. This is important. We do a lot of work and find out that it is not viable to the industry. And you should also come up with expected outcome that the industry are interested to know. Anti-inflammatory by Hazima PhD that I co-supervise in formulation of drinks. We are working with the Sports Council and with UITM Sports Department to come up with something that is not only giving the advantages of edible birdnest, but also helping with some functional properties related to stamina, cell injury, anti-inflammation, all this kind of thing. Yeah, we have the technology, sensory evaluation to make it tasty. So this is about to finish on by student Hazima. That's a conclusion. Put into some drink that people like with chocolate, and EBN with chocolate fortification. It added value and also has some functional value. This is interesting. We realize that the glyco part of the protein, the glycan part of the glycoprotein, is not easy to solubilize actually in the stomach. We got one student, Rafida, from University, International University Islam of Malaysia, who is the tutor, to work on trying to convert through fermentation the substrate of glycan into vinegar production. And along with it, before vinegar, is alcohol production. Imagine Yenwo wine, Professor Leon, that would be nice to try. And vinegar is natural, that goes through alcoholic fermentation and then acidus fermentation. These are very common with people working in the area of fermentation. So we could get sugar that is converted to alcohol and acetic acid. The objective again is over there for you students to know, to make sure you have clear objective and outcome and funding. Professors who work with the industry have to get the industry to source for you because we are getting limited funds from the government, more going towards COVID. Yeah. All right. Can we stop here and go to the second video?
Hello, I'm Dr. Zheng Su-Yi. Please allow me some time to introduce to you our patented technology from edible bird nest. I was graduated from UKN and my supervisor then was Professor Dr. Abdul Salam Babji, who is also the founder and patent holder of this enzymatic hydrolysis of edible bird nest. This research started back in 2013 when Prof. Salam led a group of students to study about the uniqueness of bird nest. We realized bird nest is a very complex glycoprotein and very hard to be soluble in water. So we have started different approach and parameters to solubilize bird nest in water. Prof. Salam has managed to produce first in the world bioactive high soluble bird nest hydrolysis and gain many awards and recognition worldwide. However, as I always say, good research should not be parked in the lab. We try to commercialize this patented technology to the market. And finally, in 2016, we have successfully signed a technology transfer agreement with Mobile Harvester Sdn Bhd. We have spent a good 2 years in upscaling the process from the pilot plant scale to actual commercial scale in Mobile Harvester processing plant. At the same time, we have carried out R&D in our own lab. Finally, we have come out with this range of products for you to be healthy and glowing. Let me explain to you what is Penta series of products. We call our product Penta as our product consisted of 5 major amino acids and it is pentapeptide. Penta series consisted of 5 products. Our cleanser is in mousse bubble form and this is the texture that cleans more thoroughly compared to gel or cream type of cleanser in market. It can also be used as makeup remover. Our tonic lotion can tighten your skin pore size and does not contain any alcohol. Our moisturizer has souffle type of texture just like rich yogurt. It is for better absorption. It can moisturize and reduce wrinkles. This serum is our star product. It helps in cell rejuvenation and replenish damaged skin. Our biocellulose mask is made from coconut fiber that can fit better to your face. In overall, this series of products help you glow and stay youthful. A lot of questions has been directed to me. What ingredients do we incorporate in our Penta series of skincare products? Our ingredients are EBN hydroblast, arginine peptide, plant extract and essential oil. We only use essential oil to mask the aroma instead of any fragrance. What is the function of these products? Anti-aging, glowing, tighten your skin pores and anti-wrinkles. Why Penta and not other EBN skincare? Our hydrolysis technology is for better absorption. We have proven our product is to be at microparticulate size. And why not nano size? Nano size is actually prohibited in a few countries. That is why I explained micro size. Also, instead of bird nest powder, which is ash, it only clogs your pores. What is the difference between our beauty product to other bird nest product you can find in the market? Hydrolysis process. This is the process that yields smaller molecular size for better absorption. Our product is targeting users from 25 years old onwards with combination skin. Peptide is important for cell rejuvenation. We do not emphasize for whitening function. However, we have vitamin C and certain plant extracts that using it for a long term bring glow to your skin. Let's talk about Ultra instead. As a food scientist, freeze-dry technology is the best technology that can preserve the nutrients in food. After enzymatic hydrolysis, we freeze-dry our bird nest incorporating mangosteen that is high in antioxidant called astaxanthin together with freeze-dried soursop and strawberry. We come up with Ultra that has 6 major functions. First, brain development. Bird nest is well known for its content of salicylic acid, which is found in breast milk. Our hydrolysate is rich in salicylic acid as well as peptide for cell growth. Second, improve fertility. It is a myth that bird nest is only for women. However, research has shown that EBN hydrolysate increase sperm motility, activeness, which can improve fertility. Antihypertensive. Research has been carried out in comparison to cetofil, a common antihypertensive medicine. Normal bird nest which go through double boil does not show any antihypertensive effect. Reduce blood glucose. We carry out our research in comparison with metformin and show that our hydrolysate is effective in reducing blood glucose. Antioxidant, which is anti-aging, our hydrolysate is 6 times more powerful antioxidant than normal bird nest. And last but not least, we just gained our another patent which allows us to claim prebiotic. The first in the world to prove bird nest hydrolysate is as good as FOS, oligofructose, which is the most common prebiotic incorporated into baby formula. In total, EBN Plus Ultra can increase overall nutritional functions in 8 times more compared to traditional double boil bird nest.
Okay, we're going to go back into some basic results that are from the lab that wrap up this seminar with some time for questioning or discussion by mainly the student and of course to others that may have some special interest. Research funding, as I mentioned, is important, and the industry lately have been very supportive, especially when they can see there is light at the end of the tunnel, money coming in, and then they will sponsor. We have got quite a few research over the last few years run, totaling about 1.4 million, and mainly from the government, but some from the industry to assist us with this particular industry, the Yanwar industry. Research publication is important. Students, when you do research, try to go for some recognized publication, even seminars or scopus will be fine. Get it out to the right people, the industry. They're not going to read your publication. They have no time. You have to bring your results to them, okay? For us in the academic world, we of course want to get all this thing done, to get promotion, but many of the results can actually be converted into products that are of commercial value. And finally, let's now let the bird swiftly fly and go back to the ground. I'd like to mention something that is quite popular in Japanese restaurant nowadays called the Wagyu beef. I'm sure some of you have tried it, and it started with Kobe beef, and now Wagyu and a few other names that fetches a few thousand ringgit a kilo. And why are they getting to be important? I would say, look at this conjugated CLA, C18-2, and look at this long chain omega-3, stearic fatty acid, and these are cows in Australia, New Zealand, and Japan that are fed with normal grass, but the breeding, normal diet, but the breeding of this Wagyu beef cattle is what is important. Why? I brought this matter up as a meat scientist. I'm basically a meat scientist. We think fat are not healthy. You'll be surprised the Japanese spent the last 40, 50 years breeding these cows. And what were they breeding? They were breeding for that MBS, the marbling score that you associate with the the amount of intramuscular fat that are in between the muscle bundle of the Wagyu steak. What are they? They are complex lipids, and they are very important in terms of providing nutrients to the right part of your body. And what is that? Your brain. Phosphatidylcholine. Mana ada nak pointer? Glycophospholipid. Phosphatidylethanol. Biochemistry of food for students who are taking biochemistry. You must know all these things if you are taking food biochemistry. Phosphatidylinositol, phosphatidylserine. This sound very foreign to the industry people. Sphingomyelin, membrane bound, okay, and they have special function. Health benefit of complex lipid related to intramuscular fat of the Wagyu beef or the Kobe beef are related to health benefit that you'll be able to relate. Not only Kobe beef, there are many other food products that also have this complex structure. Work that have reported in New Zealand Kobe beef and Wagyu beef, and you will see here the Parimana pointer. You see the typical steak and all this profile of fatty acid, profile of essential fatty acids have a lot of relationship in terms of benefit to one's health. Studies are ongoing on this thing, and not much are revealed. Of course, I have the privilege of being with people who can afford it, so I tumpang lah makan steak once in a while, Wagyu steak. And converting last part of our talk here is waste into wealth, and the industry is being sued by the government for water pollution and environmental pollution, like what is happening. We just said again that Selangor has again stopped water supply because of again the pollution from the factories that are throwing away toxic waste. We got a small project last year from a fairly big oysam or sea cucumber company that was sued by the Johor state for dumping a lot of the sea cucumber, gamat Malay call it, internal organ, into the palm oil estate that stings the whole estate plus the housing estate around the corner. We took this project for a few dollars that they pay, and we managed to turn it into something that I will be giving. I've given this Langkawi last year, converting this precious waste material that has quite a high percent of protein in the intestine organ, okay, as well as another about 40% of this organ on a dry basis is protein, and then another 20% of this SCIO, sea cucumber internal organ, gamat waste, into animal feed. And we are working with a university in Thailand, Prince Songkla, PSU, Prince Songkla University with Professor Chai, and we hope COVID came into the picture and stopped quite a few things. Anyway, we managed to optimize the hydrolysis for sea cucumber, and through working with Agridon technology, who is very good with homogenization, spray drying, and freeze drying, we managed to get a very functional ingredient with significant antioxidant activity, high in omega-3 on the SCIO, and high potential amino acid combination to be animal feed using these waste. Okay, this collaboration again to put together Harmony Marine, the raw material, university students and lecturer, the researcher, and then industry who do the processing. Boy, that takes a lot of things. and then the industry, I cannot work with 1 gram, I have to work with 1 ton, something like that. You can't do it, and you have to get the supplier or the industry to follow. So it costs a lot of money, but they're quite happy with it. Chicken offals, I will not go through. Again, so many. Malaysia, surprisingly, is number 11 in the whole world for production of chicken. So there are a lot of waste and byproducts and co-products that students should take advantage of to reduce the environmental pollution from this waste and this industry. It's big, okay? That's it. I will go through very fast. Again, we're talking about the word that seemed to come out from my research: hydrolysis, hydrolysis, chicken hydrolysis, liver hydrolysis, sea cucumber hydrolysis, bird nest hydrolysis. Take note of that and go further. Finally, we work even with some company. One company came all the way to find out what is this sea cucumber and bird nest is all about, and they got a little bit more interested, and we try to do some selling. Okay, I think I'm coming to the end of it, and the last one that just finished second last was a company with China and Malaysia wanting to. They have a lot of pollock. Pollock is fish used for fish and chip, and they wanted to have a better binding, a better coating of the batter so that the batter stick to the fillet. That is research. It's not easy to have it stick to, you have to do some work, and finally, after a few months, we developed a very satisfying battered breaded pollock fillet. Again, the industry came to the lab, taste the pollock, and said not good enough. Repeat back. We said we need more money. Again, everything works in tandem. The industry, the supplier, industry means the supplier. Another industry part is the one that is going to do the processing, and in between are people like you and me, researchers and professors, trying to get these research results to the industry in the form of data. So that is what I meant with my title, Entrepreneurship through Solving Industrial Issues and Problems. Okay, I think this my area. I think we will skip this. Finally, this is interesting. The last one is we did some work with COVID. Make some industry said they want to export. So this Bakwa enterprise, 50-year-old company, said we are stuck with our sliced bacon, breakfast bacon, minced bacon. We would like to have new products, and they found out there's a big scientist around the corner. We sit down and bring them to the industry, and we just signed a small agreement with Wing Hyung to do aqua or dried meat product that will be able to last for 6 months compared to their present product that lasts only for about 2 months. So with this, we will end with the last video, and then I hope we still have time for questions. This will take about 5 minutes. All right, students and colleagues, of course, we cannot be working without you people around. So these are students, postdoc, Dr. Chang Lee Sin, I think Dr. Prof. Leong, you know her, from UPM, who is now working with us, and Dr. Noralia. So team members and with Dr. Lim Teng Jo, my colleague in UKM, and we work with others, we are able to come up with something that is useful, publications, and some reference that we have done. Thank you very much. I think this all. I think I will bypass all these so-called formalities. And thank you. I hope it has been something worthwhile for all of you. And with Prof. Leong with me here, maybe we can have a few minutes of Q&A. Thank you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, Prof. Salam.
Thank you, Prof. Salam. I think we straight away open to Q&A session. If you don't have audio, please chat. Please continue. Any questions from the floor?
Nice to see you on our web seminar. Oh my God.
Thank you, Prof. Salam. That was interesting.
Yeah. Okay. I'm reading the question, Annie. Well, most of yes. The answer is yes. The entrepreneur. That's why the entrepreneur benefited from this research largely earlier part of this through the grant provided by the government. As chairman of GoSwift, Center of Excellence UPM, Prof. Dato should of course know better. You were responsible with the team to get a lot of money from the Ministry of Health, 7, 8, 9 years ago. So that is my answer. They don't sponsor in the early part until they see something fruitful and beneficial outcome of the government grant. Prof? Did I answer your question? Otherwise, I see you next week. We have our normal EVN meeting. Good afternoon. I have a question. Come to research. How does research team first attract? Okay. How does research team first attract a fund sponsor? This is a good question. It is difficult. You have to bring your results out at a seminar. Not enough at a conference. Not enough at the exhibition that we have. Not enough government exhibition. It has to be the food and beverage exhibition to show off. Where to get that you need money. Who give the money? The money have to come from the university first. The industry will be the last one to give you money until they see something. Again, in relation to the first question, yeah, I think research team attracts to a fundraiser through exhibition, through making sure that your hypothesis is right, and you should have a sort of a pilot plant, a prototype. Each university have pilot plant. You have to show prototype at seminars, conference, exhibition, and then that will be the connection. Even then, getting the money is not that easy. I have to agree on that. You're welcome.
I've got one question, Prof. Can I ask you?
Sure.
Um,
May I know your name, please? Zainab, right?
now, yes.
From Universiti Utara.
Unimap, not Utara. Unimap. Yeah, I was just wondering because you have this, your title says, going back, profit. You have hyphenated. I was wondering, there must be some meanings to it other than the real profit thing.
Yes.
It's all hyphenated, because profit is not hyphenated. So,
Profit was a name, PRO-FIT.
yeah.
It's a product called, it was launched about 1 month back by this company that did the product, and it's a product for weight, for health, it is called Profit Shake with EBN, edible birdnest, as the main ingredient. Okay, it is a health food. It is in the form of sachet that is made available through multi-level marketing company, a subsidiary of the licensing company from UKM to this company. It is a product for health, muscle building, energy.
Oh, okay. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Prof. Such a good. You've done a very gone a long way. Getting all these. You see how I was. Did they come to Prof, or Prof just go in and advertise your products? Not edible. Anyway, never mind. I will put it on.
Oh, okay. Prof. Leong helping me here. I forgot skill ini. Okay. It takes both. I will say that I ni tak malu. I go to the industry. You too. I mean, joke aside, it
You have
takes to we industry need you to go to the field. Industry need to. Alah, kita should not be in Menara Gading, thinking we are high and flying like the swiftlet. We have to go down there, sit under the coconut tree in Stair 1, have some seafood, bring down your level, did some karaoke with them in the evening, and then they begin to like you more.
Okay, yes, as you know, my Prof, such a good presentation. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
very
What
eye-opening.
is your successful key to becoming a famous? Number one, correction. I'm not an entrepreneur. I never was, but I am successful as a professor for innovation. Because the team behind me, the young lecturers and the student get interested in something that have commercial value. This is the key. The professors and the lecturer must go out. I think one of the biggest problem we have is professor ni sombong. I think so. Bukan sombong, gaji dia dah besar dah. And I don't think she or he bothers to take note that, the industry takut kat all these people. What more with Tan Sri and Dato, professor ni semua susah. That's my answer. Glad to see you. Just log in at the end of the speech. Sure. Thank you very much. Anybody? Okay. Anyway, I hope anything we can discuss further. I am available still through email or my phone number. I think it's easy to get through UKM. Prof. Salam Babji. Thank you. I hope that should do it for today. Prof. Leong, see?
Okay. Thank you so much, Prof. Salam. Now you all know why I love this man, yeah? And I always try to catch him whenever he's in Penang. First, his sense of humor, then he's humble, very humble, despite being so successful. So, okay, he said we can reach him through email and phone number. So I will get the phone number. Prof. Salam, you better not regret this. So all the students can actually get in touch with Prof. Salam. I know today we don't have just students, we also have many researchers, people from the industries joining. So especially to students, I hope you're motivated go out. Those of you, I know many of you wants to be an entrepreneur, so go out, get motivated, and I hope to have this kind of a talk series more. So that will end for today. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time and your attention. Bye-bye.
Bye.